Good afternoon, students. This is Professor Lewis. I am jumping on here just to make sure everyone understands the breakdown of the project that is due on November 1st. Okay, so it is a leadership project, and the objective is to identify what type of leadership positions you would want to go into as you are approaching the end of your studies. This may be your last semester, or your last year, or maybe you're a junior and you're planning out your future. All right, so the first part, students are asked to identify yourself as a leader of your own company or an organization that you may know of already. So you have the creative range to choose. You can make your own company if you want to be an entrepreneur, or let's just say there is a company that you already like that you would like to use. So that can be Google, it could be Domino's, it could be maybe a foster care company, it could be ACS, it could be working for the city of New York, it could be anything. Okay, so you are encouraged to include all relevant information, providing background information of the organization. When did it start? Who is in the organization? Besides yourself, what position do you see yourself going into? What is the breakdown of the company? How many different departments are there? What type of hours do they work? What services do they provide? Etc. and etc. So using skills approach, you must complete a vision plan for this company. What would you like to see developed from your vision plan? What is the purpose of the company? Who will you provide the services to? Who's the target market? So if it's a social service agency, it may be kids, it may be domestic violence survivors, it could be whoever, you're providing services to. How will you engage them, and what is your business model? Okay, you can easily Google what a business model is to get a better understanding of a business model. Who are the employees you supervise? What is missing from the company? Okay, where do you think the company can improve? What are some things that can be made or edited into the company so that it can actually improve? Part 2, establish a team. What are these individuals' roles? What do they do? Who is under you? Who is above you? Okay, are you the head of the company? Are you the head of the department, the head of the company, and who's under you? Or is there a head of the company and you are under that person? So what are the roles of the individuals on the team? What is the climate of the organization? Is it a fun environment? Is it a dictatorship? What is the climate of the organization? Identify the relationships and obstacles within the organization and in the groups, if any. List out behaviors, strengths, weaknesses, and leadership styles. You must use at least one other leadership style besides skills approach. So you can use behavioral approach. You can use team management. You can use anything, right? You can use any other leadership style inside of the book besides skills approach. So that must mean if we are using the book, we must cite with the book. Okay? Identify which individuals can be developed more into becoming a leader, and identify a plan that you will take to initiate that development. Lastly, list your own leadership strengths and weaknesses to show how you are hurting or helping your team. So leaders are developed from within, and they also ask to have someone they look up to as a role model, or a good business partner, or a good boss. Okay, are you that person? Can you ever become that? Do you know if your boss is that person? Do you think your bad boss can ever become that? Will you use an outside source like a consultant or a different program to help you develop your business? If you are building your own business, do you need a consultant? Or if you're already established business like Domino's or ACS, do you need consultants or outside programs to help your business? Or can it be done internally? Okay, so these are some things to think about when doing this particular section. So who's in the company? What are their positions? How many teams? How many employees? Is there a CEO? What are the positions? Etc., etc. Create a diagram so you can understand this a little bit better. Okay. And break down the roles of the individuals and the organizations. What are some norms? And can you self-identify with anyone in the organization? Are there any employee complaints? What is the temperature of the organization? Right? So part 3, identify what are the key motivators, good things within the organization. So what leadership theories can you use to identify individual influences on creating motivated and productive employees? So what are those theories that you can identify that show that people will be motivated and they will be productive? What leadership characteristics are important when you are new to an organization? What are some things you want to see in a person, or do you think is important for leadership roles when you just come into a job or come into a new organization? So this project is comprised of multiple parts. So be creative and think as a leader, using thought-provoking questions to get you to the basis of the organization's traits. It should be written in a 6-page, double-spaced format. This paper must be APA, okay? Cite your work. If you're using any other book besides the textbook, it must be cited. It will be a separate page. So it will be page number 7, and it will not be counted as a part of the page requirement of this paper. You can use other research to make sure that this paper is complete, right? If you have a business plan, you can add on to this project, but it is not required. This is not a requirement. If you have one, because there are people who already have their path already set out, and maybe they took a leap of faith and created a business plan. That is great, but you do not need one, okay? If you do have one, that'll be great to add to this. If you would like to create one, that'll be great to add to this as well. So profiles of the top leaders or individuals that you would like to promote should also be added into this report. Your business model should be clearly identified if you're creating your own business. Okay. If the company already has a business model, please incorporate it inside of this paper. Your motivators, leadership traits, and theories should be listed as well. Identify the leadership traits and theories in full detail. So no one sentences. This must be a full thought out process with all the leadership traits and theories. The citation page, of course, like I said before, is required. And please note that the project should be written as if it were an employee work assignment, with you and your classmates retaining a leadership position at a hypothetical, so you can make up this company or a real company. Okay, you have the freedom to choose, right? So 2 examples of organizations I gave is the VIEW or York College HR department. But you can pick any company. These are just examples. So do not limit yourself when you are being creative, okay? So this is the basis of the project. If you have any questions, you can email me. Thank you. Happy writing.